Hello students, today we will talk about the chapter from tasting to digesting, page number 27 of your EVS book. Before starting the chapter, let me introduce myself Kajal Roy, and today we will talk about this chapter. So here, first, previously in the chapter you have understood about food and taste. About food, what you have read, that different types of food are there. From food we get different types of nutrients for our body, and different types of tastes are there, different types of flavors are there, and in our tongue there are different taste buds that helps us to taste different food. Different types of taste like bitter, sour, sweet, salty, pungent or salty, etc., etc. Now this food and taste combines and makes us realize that every food have different taste. Now come to the next point, that is, where do you think the food must be going after we put it in our mouth and swallow it? When we put the food in our mouth and we swallow it or we gulp it, where does it goes? It goes from our mouth to where? For that we need to understand the human digestive system, that is what is inside our body. We have to know how our food is being digested. For that we are going to see the diagram of the human digestive system. Let's see. From the human digestive system, over here the diagram, we can understand that the human digestive system starts from the mouth and ends at rectum. When we eat food, the food goes into the stomach through esophagus, which is also known as the food pipe, and from the stomach the dissolving and digesting of food starts. After stomach, it goes into the small intestine and then to the large intestine, where the further dissolving and digesting of food happens. There is liver, which also helps the digestive system to digest food into smaller molecules, because liver secretes bile juice, which helps the digestive system or the human body to dissolve and digest the food into smaller molecule, and after all the process the food gets excreted, or we can say the food comes out of the rectum. Okay, now come to the next point. Now let's discuss few general things that we come across day to day. Few things that we usually come across every day, but we really don't think about them very seriously. Let's see what are they. First thing, how do you feel hungry? How do you feel when you are very hungry? How would you describe it? Like, if you ask me this question, I would say, if I feel hungry, I can eat an elephant also. It is a expression. Similarly, over here in the pictures, few children are saying about their hunger experience. Like, when I am hungry, my head aches. When I am hungry, I feel tired. When I am hungry, I am really angry. When my sister or my brother is hungry, they cry. And even the animals feel the hunger. Like the dogs, you can see at night or anywhere, when they feel hungry, they actually cry out, so that to make people know that they are really hungry and now they need food. Why we are talking about being hungry? Because the hunger only tells us that now this is time to get some food and get some energy for the body, because we get energy from the food. Now let's come to the next question. How do you come to know that you are hungry? We come to know that we are hungry because the stomach signals the brain through nerves that it is empty. The stomach is also an organ. Similarly, the other organ of the body signals the brain through the nervous system that it is feeling a few, like hunger, or it is feeling pain. The other organs of the body, even the skin also is related with the organ system, and when we feel pain, our head and our brain will signal that yes, pain is happening somewhere in the body. Similarly, the stomach, when it is empty, it signals the brain that it is empty and now it needs food, and from food we get the necessary energy for the required activities that we do in our daily life. So the nervous system helps the human body to pass on the signals and to pass on the expressions and the stimuli that what we are feeling. Now come to the next question. Think what would happen if you do not eat for 2 days. Suppose you do not eat for 2 days, what will happen in your body? If we do not eat for 2 days, our body will run out of carbohydrates and will start burning body fat and muscle tissue for energy. Now, you all should know that our body breaks down the carbohydrate into simpler sugar molecules, and those sugar molecules actually give energy to our body. So when we do not eat anything or we do not eat carbohydrates, actually our body start burning or start breaking down the fat molecules inside our body. Fats are usually stored inside our body, and then after the fat molecules are empty or the fat molecules are being burned, then the muscle tissue are being burned or utilized for the energy purpose, because our body need energy for day-to-day activities, and for that our body need energy. And from where energy will come? From the food energy will come. That's why even after if you do not eat for 2 days, your body will maintain itself by utilizing the stored fats and by utilizing the muscle tissue. Let's come to the next question. Would you be able to manage without drinking water for 2 days? Actually, no. We cannot survive or we cannot manage without drinking water for 2 days. We can survive without eating food for 2 days, but we cannot survive without drinking water for 2 days. Water is that much important for our body to maintain itself and to survive. Now let's come to the next question. Where do you think the water that we drink goes? We all drink water, right? So it goes somewhere inside our body. And what is the utilization of water in our body? For that we need to again understand the human digestive system, because with food water is also being digested or dissolved or absorbed inside of our body, and for that we need to understand the digestive system or the system of water that when we drink what happens in the body. So for that we need to see the diagram again. Water travels through the esophagus. It is a small pipe which connects the mouth to the stomach. This is where the process of water absorption to the bloodstream begins. Now when we drink water, the water directly go to the stomach through the pipe which is also known as esophagus and food pipe also. Now in this process the absorption starts from the stomach itself. From the stomach itself the water gets absorbed by different process and different organs, so that the bloodstream gets water in a regular basis, and that's why it is said that you need to drink water daily to keep the toxins out of your body. So when we drink water daily and in a required quantity, the toxins from our body flushes out through it. That's why drinking water is very, very important. So I guess you have understood up to this much. Now we will talk about how much water you have to drink every day. Let me know after the video I have posted. So for now, thank you, stay safe, study hard, and see you in the next video. Thank you, students.